Hey, brother, the moment you stop chasing, justifying, and reacting, the entire dynamic changes. Not only in how she behaves, but in how she perceives you. Because the truth most men never learn is this: women don't respond to logic, they respond to energy. And when you stop feeding her yours, the balance of power quietly shifts. Ignoring her isn't cruelty, it's calibration. It's the instant you pull back the emotional current that powered her world, and she suddenly realizes how much she depended on your attention to feel validated. She'll label it distance. She'll call it arrogance. But internally, it feels like withdrawal. Because what she was attached to wasn't you. It was how your presence made her feel about herself. When you go silent, when you stop showing up to every emotional conflict she invites you into, the illusion cracks. For the first time, she's forced to face herself without your energy holding the reflection together. Ignoring her doesn't create a conflict between you and her. It creates a confrontation between her and her own emotions. Your attention was an emotional amplifier. When you gave it freely, she felt powerful, desired, important. But when you withdraw it, her inner world destabilizes. That dopamine hit she used to get when your name lit up her phone disappears. The control she felt when she could provoke you fades. At first, she doesn't miss you. She misses the influence she had over you. Your reactions confirmed her significance. Your engagement validated her emotional power. And when that loop ends, she's left alone with a silence that forces her to face a truth she spent years avoiding. Her emotions no longer dictate reality. Losing that control shakes her deeply. Initially, she'll pretend she doesn't care. She'll mirror your indifference, stay active, smile publicly, act untouched. But indifference can only be performed for so long. Eventually, the mask cracks, because energy always tells the truth. When a man truly detaches, women feel it, not logically, but instinctively, in their gut, in the quiet absence where your attention once lived. She'll start checking whether you've seen her stories, timing your replies, or noticing the lack of them. Each silence echoes louder than words ever did, because in her emotional world, attention equals existence. And now that you've pulled yours away, she feels herself drifting from the center of your universe. That's when anxiety begins. Here's what most men never realize. Ignoring her doesn't push her away. It pulls her inward. It makes her experience what you felt all along: the uncertainty, the confusion, the self-doubt. You inverted the dynamic. You stopped orbiting her, and suddenly she's circling you. Every unanswered moment becomes a question she can't resolve. Did I go too far? Is he done? Did he replace me? Those thoughts consume her because she's used to controlling the rhythm of connection. But when a man stops dancing to her emotional tempo, she loses balance. The silence that once unsettled you now unsettles her. Ignoring her works, not because it manipulates, but because it restores equilibrium. You were never meant to be the emotional caretaker. You were meant to lead with calm, not compliance. But modern conditioning taught men to overgive, over-explain, and chase clarity where confusion was intentional. Silence breaks that cycle. It communicates without words that your value isn't negotiable. And that's when she starts seeing you differently, not as a man she can manage, but as a man she has to rise to. Your indifference becomes magnetic because it's rooted in something she can't fabricate: emotional discipline. That's what she begins craving now. Not validation, but grounding. Not control, but connection based on respect. She may never admit it, but part of her wanted to see if she could break you. Not from cruelty, but instinct. Women test boundaries to measure strength. They push to see if your calm is real or performative. So when you stop reacting, refuse to argue, and go quiet after provocation, she learns something unexpected. Your composure is authentic. That realization shifts everything. The man who once poured himself into her has become a pillar of control, and that both unsettles and attracts her. Because while her emotions move like waves, your silence stands like the ocean floor, steady, unmoved, and deep. Your withdrawal also dismantles her sense of superiority. Desire once made her feel powerful, but when that desire fades, or worse, remains unexpressed, she's forced to reassess her position. She remembers the moments you showed up when no one else did. The consistency she assumed was guaranteed. When that presence disappears, she no longer sees you as replaceable, but rare. She may seek distractions, other attention, other validation, but it won't land the same. Because she knows those men aren't ignoring her by choice, they're simply occupied. You, however, withdrew intentionally, and there's a massive difference between absence and authority. At first, it feels like rejection to her ego. Eventually, it becomes reflection to her soul. She starts asking questions she's never asked before. Why do I need his attention? Why do I feel empty without it? What does that say about me? Those questions mark the beginning of growth, because your silence didn't just remove her from your life, it forced her to build her own. Every emotionally strong woman has been shaped by a man who refused to indulge her chaos, not because he didn't care, but because he cared enough to stop enabling illusion. Your detachment becomes her awakening. She begins realizing love isn't meant to be dramatic. It's meant to be steady. And now she misses the man who embodied that steadiness. Ignoring her also exposes emotional immaturity. You'll notice how quickly she tries to re-engage, indirectly. Humor, nostalgia, subtle hooks designed to reopen connection. But your calm refusal teaches her something painful. Her emotional power only worked when you allowed it. She begins seeing how much behavior was manipulation disguised as feeling. That awareness hurts, but it's necessary. Because silence isn't punishment, it's education. And you, brother, finally understand something too. Ignoring her was never about winning. It was about returning to your center, your peace, your purpose. Her attention no longer defines your worth. Her reactions no longer control your reality. You stop performing for love and start living in truth. And once you reach that place, when your calm outweighs anyone's chaos, you've transcended the game entirely. You're no longer reacting to feminine energy. You're leading it. You stop trying to make her understand, and instead, you made her feel. Because nothing teaches faster than the quiet confidence of a man who no longer needs to prove anything. That silence doesn't just change her, it changes everything.